Welcome back, Scouts. Today we're doing another blind run. This time it's the Tropics on Ascent 6. We're starting off with a rope spool, so we're already goated. And on the way down the hill, I decide to jump to this vine. You can always catch a vine in mid-air with E, and the game is extremely generous with how easy this is to land. Make sure you aim for the vine correctly. Make sure you always jump downwards rather than fall downwards. You can jump further heights down than you can fall, so it saves you potential fall damage. From here we can speed up some jumping and climbing. Soon we need to make camp for the night to deal with cold damage, so I put everything in my backpack except for the lantern and wait as long as possible to light the lantern. While I wait for my cold to dissipate, I forage nearby to deal with my hunger. I gather my backpack and begin my climb, but get interrupted by the rain, so I bail on the climb for a moment for safety. When I do, I notice another route I want to take instead, so I cut back down, which we can speed up as well. Next comes a little rope piton climb. I use these constantly for small boosts. Can't recommend them enough. If you can find a nice crevice like this, sometimes it's easier to climb up there because you can wedge yourself between the two surfaces. I end up slipping here anyways, but I'm able to catch myself on a small spot on the wall. Any surface with ground texture can potentially be walkable, depending on the slope. So sometimes you can find a small spot to walk forward on and recover stamina. Once I get up, I survey the area and look for the correct path up. I have to cross a bit of distance here to go that route, but it's worth it to avoid more dangerous routes. Up the hill, I almost pass up 2 button shrooms because they're toxic. You can tell because they don't have the X on top. But I turn back and decide to eat them after all, because poison goes away with time, hunger doesn't. The poison from 2 button shrooms is significant, but that's an easy fix with Pandora's lunchbox. And afterwards, I decide to go ahead and use my first aid kit for a nice reset. I search nearby for supplies, find a checkpoint flag and a sports drink, which I quickly down for spare stamina. I go ahead and plant the checkpoint flag, just in case some bullshit happens. Then I find an explorer's luggage with a piton and a big lollipop. I combine the big lollipop with the rope piton to cross a couple gaps here. And up the hill we find another luggage, but it's just a balloon, so I leave it for now while I explore more, and I find some crisp berries. But behind them, I spot the real prize, scorch berries. These babies give you heat, so you can use them to get rid of the cold. I cleanse myself of cold completely, and make sure to grab the other 2 scorch berries, because those are solid gold for dealing with nighttime and the higher ascent difficulties. I make sure to snack on another crisp berry on my way back through, and once I've gathered my things, I look for the correct path up, and find my best bet is going back across the gap I came from, actually. I start to cross, but realize I need to wait for cold to dissipate, so I double back to eat more berries while I kill time. With the cold gone, we begin our ascent once more. If I need a little extra climbing distance along the way, I just pull out my trusty rope to get me through. We find another luggage, so I replace my rope spool with a fresh one, and I eat the granola bar for stamina. Sometimes the easiest routes in the tropics are along the branches or even the trees, possibly. Up here I find a cluster shroom. This one is safe to eat because it has smooth stems. The toxic version has a little skirt on the stems. Be extremely cautious not to touch the booger minefield. They go boom boom. I check a couple suitcases for supplies and find a portable stove, which I decide to use to cook my scorch berries so they give extra stamina when they eat them tonight. I check one last luggage nearby and eat the granola bar I get. From there I continue to look for a route up and have to backtrack down a little to get there. I'm able to use a branch to get up the hill. There I find a spot where I need my rope again. When the cold begins to set in, I make sure to eat my scorch berry. And from there, honestly, I do some risky MLG shit using the vines and branches to make my way across the gorge. I don't recommend trying this one at home. Up top, I find another luggage and eat the trail mix I find. I have to eat one more scorch berry to deal with the cold here. And from there on, we're home free, and it's all just sped up jumping and climbing to get to the top of the tropics. In the statue, I find the Book of Bones, which I make sure to cook before using so I don't take curse damage. And that's it for the Tropics Scouts. There's already videos out for the shore as well as the mesa, which you can find on my profile. And I've got more videos coming for the other biomes as well. Let me know in the comments which biome you want next. I know the Roots has been a popular request, and that's coming soon, I promise. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there, Scouts.